I've wanted to serve as president because I love this country.
Tonight, President Biden declares a national day of mourning as tributes pour in for Jimmy Carter. How the former president's family is describing his legacy.
I think he wants to be remembered as someone who was honest, as someone who did what he thought was right.
The search for answers. What was behind South Korea's worst plane crash in decades? U.S. investigators head to the scene. And Eye on America. Our year-long investigation into online romance scams continues with the effort to crack down on criminal groups targeting Americans looking for love.
I don't want anyone to go through the hell that I've gone through.
The CBS Evening News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Major Garrett, in for Norah. We begin with the remarkable national outpouring of admiration and gratitude for Jimmy Carter, our nation's 39th president. We learned today that the official funeral for Carter will be held January 9th at the Washington National Cathedral. Years old. After leaving the White House, former President Jimmy Carter found a passion, building homes for those in need. A look at that work coming up. Former President Jimmy Carter's legacy is often defined by his accomplishments after leaving office. His post-White House life included building homes for those in need. CBS's John Dickerson has that story. All this year, we've examined the explosion of online romance scams, the epidemic of lonely-hearted Americans victimized by criminals posing as potential partners on dating apps, only to drain them of their life savings. These scams now cost Americans more than $1 billion a year. You might wonder, is Congress doing anything about this? In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's Jim Axelrod reports from Capitol Hill. If you enjoy craft beer, raise your glass to Jimmy Carter. We will explain. That's next. We end tonight looking at some of the 39th president's contributions that you may not be aware of. When you think of Jimmy Carter, it might not occur to you that some of the best parts of the holidays now can be traced, at least in part, to his presidency. Let's start with low-cost flights, because Carter deregulated the airlines. Then there's affordable and fast shipping of presents, because Carter deregulated the trucking and rail industries. New cellular phones and streaming shows, because Carter opened telecommunications to competition, paving the way for unimaginable innovations decades later. Lastly, craft beer. Carter legalized home brewing, the precursor to craft brews that now account for more than 24% of the $117 billion U.S. beer market. Holiday cheer, some of it at least, courtesy of Jimmy Carter. And that is tonight's CBS.
Wishing you peace and prosperity. Happy Kwanzaa from CBS Miami.